So they said, let me see. China's your enemy. No. China is our biggest neighbor. One, I think we have to start from understanding each other. China's culture is different from ours. We are part of ASEAN. We're in the far eastern front of ASEAN. The far east. We're really the farthest east. So we're already Western in most of our ways. And maybe a little bit more of Eastern in ways that are not as visible anymore. You want to be able to talk to a completely Eastern country, China. That culture has been there for several thousand years, and it's not going to change. We have to understand that. They have to also understand why we think the way we think. This is 100 years or more, 150 years of American influence. China has to see that, and we have to see it, see what they're like. That's one. First, understand each other. Second, you have to choose your negotiators, if you want to call them that. For those in the dialogue, number one, they must not have any kind of a strong bias, except a bias for Philippine interests. That's the kind of negotiator you should have. In the same case with China. So that when you discuss, you're discussing on equal footing, equal terms, and everything is on the table. It's not easy to find these people. Third, the person you send to discuss with China has a counterpart over there. That counterpart is highly trained, highly educated, highly knowledgeable about the historical background of any issue. You cannot send somebody there whose knowledge was only because he was briefed last week. He has to have an understanding not only of that issue that you're discussing, but of other issues from other countries and how they were resolved, when they were resolved, and who were instrumental in resolving them, and what was the eventual result of the resolution of those matters. So you cannot just send somebody and say, oh, well, this is the decision of the UNCLOS and that's just this. No, it cannot be. You have to send somebody who can not just insist on what you want, but precisely discuss what is beneficial. Seriously. Another thing we have to take into consideration when we discuss. We are talking to China, and this is about the South China Sea, right? All these years, or all these millennia, there was the factor or the reality of the massive American naval air presence in this area. So we were talking to a country, both of us talking together, with the South China Sea should be a common body of water that should be the bridge between us. This is not a war zone. I think the best, of course it's not going to happen soon or in the near future, the best way to discuss the South China Sea issue is to remove all the foreign vessels in the area. That discussion will be the most beneficial to all concerned. We have to discuss and see. You move everybody out. If you're not Filipino, Chinese, Brunei, Malaysia, Vietnamese, and Indonesian, out. Get out. Why? This is a discussion between this region. So what are you doing here? Now, that is going to be more beneficial because we are 5 claimants to whatever we are claiming. It's just claiming among 5 of us. So let us 5 of us discuss and you others get out. What are you doing here? Right? That's the reason why the discussion is being bogged down, because there are other forces that should have nothing to do with this. But the discussion should be left only to those who are in this area. You can talk as much as we want, as long as we want. Because if I cannot answer, if I don't know, I say, wait a minute, I'm just going to see my record, what? You know? So we have time. We have time to discuss. And that's all I want to happen. Let's discuss. That anybody that's out of the equation, get out. If the groundwork for this discussion is not very clear. The parties that you send to discuss must be knowledgeable, and not knowledgeable only of recent history, but all the other issues that are important to the discussion. Nobody dies discussing unless the guy you're talking to shoots you.